Welcome back again to Startup Frequency, sponsored by the Nairobi Podcast Studio. My name is Moses Mastaki. So today we are at the Nairobi Startup Summit, and our main goal to come here is to have, first of all, conversation with startups, founders, and companies trying to tackle real issues, real African issues, real Kenyan issues. And also for us is to understand, just like the recent study said, up to 80% of African startups fail before their third anniversary. So to us, we're trying to understand why most of the African startups fail before their third anniversary. What are the behind stories behind these numbers? So today we have our third guest of our season. I'm gonna let him represent himself.
Okay, thank you so much, Moses, for this opportunity. My name is John Moremi. I'm the founder of GLM Research and Data Services Limited. We are a research company, and one of our main products, which I would want to talk about, is market research. In market research, we assist businesses validate the market. So consider that you are starting a new business, and so our role is to assist you figure out the suitability, one, of the location. Two, we assist you figure out consumer behavior. Okay. In this case, now we engage consumers, who are your target audience, and we engage them in terms of understanding how suitable is your brand. Would they want the services, the product, in the way that you've packaged them, in the prices that you've given to them? So that's now what we do in terms of market research. We assist you validate the market, and this is not just for an immediate startup. This could be that you have a business that you want to start a new line of products. We assist you validate market in that context. Opening a new branch, we assist you validate market still in that context.
Okay, that's really interesting, because when you first told me about what you are specializing in is that data analysis, I was like, okay, it resonated to me, but I was just trying to understand, okay, what do you guys really do? So first of all, just like you said, you do market research.
Yes, ma'am.
I have an idea. I have an idea of a company. I have an idea of a business that I would like to open. So the first thing that you do, like, I contact you guys. Then you guys are going to help me, like, through the whole process, from the location of the business, from the trying to make me understand the consumers of my product. Because what I've understood, like, most of the time when it comes to businesses, most people, like, they might have a good idea, but they don't take enough time
Sure.
to do the research.
Yes.
Or even most of the research that they do is like they just talk to their friends, to their families. Okay, I have this idea. Then they find themselves like investing a lot of money to open a business, but in the wrong locations.
Sure.
So how does it work? So for instance, I have a business. Okay, I have a business idea. Like, can you walk me through the process? Like, what, as a business owner, and I think personally, it was one of the challenges that I faced. We had an idea, we had the funds, we started, like, we chose a location, but with time we realized, like, okay, maybe this was not the right location due to the fact that, okay, there's a lot of traffic.
Okay.
And it's really affected us.
Okay.
So, like, for business owners, how does it work? How do you guys, like, help people? Like, can you walk me through, like, the whole process?
Okay, thank you. The first step is understanding the target audience.
Okay.
Who is the target audience? Because it is the target audience then that will inform other steps such as, location and pricing. So we start by interrogating who the target audience is, okay. Because sometimes businesses also get it wrong on who the target audience is in terms of demographics, in terms of income, and other attributes. So we start by having a very clear understanding who the target audience is. Once we understand the target audience is, then what is their behavior? How is their behavior? Okay. Now their behavior is what now indicates the likelihood of purchase. Okay. Because this target audience must also be able to purchase, must have also the purchasing power to be able to afford, the product. Once we understand group X is the target audience and they have the purchasing power, then we go to other elements such as location.
So imagine, let me just put, like, myself in the shoes of a business owner.
Yes.
Like, the person has like an idea. Let's say, for instance, let's be crazy. Okay, Nairobi Podcast Studio like is opening another branch.
Yes.
And we're interested like to open another branch. But to us, like we don't know, okay, which is the best location. We don't know like how to go around it. How you guys can you chip in?
So first we need to understand your business model,
Okay.
and then we understand who are you targeting,
Okay.
so that we then be able to determine where are these people found.
Okay.
So that is what now will inform us about the location. Where are these people specifically found? Are we talking about a specific generation of people? Are you talking about people in a very specific income bracket? Are you talking about people who are owning specific type of business? So we need to really have an understanding of who these people are, so that now that will form. That will assist us now understand the location. In terms of location, what you do is what we call a visibility study.
Okay.
So a visibility study now assists us to we able to sample the people within your target audience in different locations. So with that now we're able to determine the best location, and then we do what we call under analysis we do what we call a sensitivity analysis. That is now to assist us compare the elements of people in different locations, now, so that we're able to advise on what would work best.
That really, really interesting, because as you were speaking, I was just asking myself, just like the question that I asked in the beginning, is that there's a recent research, which enlightens the fact that up to from 80 to 90% of African businesses fail before their third anniversary. So as a specialist, what do you think are the reasons why most of the startups fail? Is it the product they are selling which is not adapted to the market, or the founders just don't do their homework? The simple homework, just first of all doing their research about the product, but also like doing all the research that is needed for them before launching their product. So what do you think are what is the main problem due to leading to the fact that we have up to 80% of our startups which fail before their third anniversary?
It's true that up to 80% of businesses fail, and largely is because most people don't validate, and it's because most people actually, even if you look around, most of us tend to just have a copy-paste approach to business.
Okay.
So
what do you mean copy-paste?
I mean, by copy-paste, I mean that if I open an electronic shop, another person just opens the same, and it becomes a street of electronic shops. And people do that. So if you are the third person opening an electronic shop within the same street, because there are others, so you may not really have understood who am I targeting, what are their attributes, why should I really target these specific people, at what price should I sell. So you realize that because of that copy-paste approach, most of the startups end up selling at the lowest price. So that now becomes not sustainable. So that now, together with, of course, the infrastructural barriers across the continent, when you sell really at a low price to attract customers, so that coupled with the infrastructural barriers means that most people end up failing.
Yeah. I completely agree. Because I had this conversation with one of my friends, and it was like, you should never start a project if it's not finished yet. I never understood what he was trying to say, but with time I realized, like, first of all, the project you have to plan the whole project. You have to plan each and every step of the project. And one of the major steps I think most of the people put aside, and which is to me it's the most important, is about the market research.
Yeah.
You have to understand your market.
Yeah.
Because there's a saying which says you can never sell pork to Muslim.
Yeah, it's true. Yes.
You have to understand your market. You see, you can never say ice cream during winter. You have to try to understand. Okay, this is the product that I'm selling, and this is my target population. This is the target population that I'm trying to target, and So like that part of research, I think most of the founders, most of the business owners, I myself, I cannot lie. I'm a victim to this thing.
Yes.
Because even when we first started businesses, I realized I had a vision. We had a vision with my founders, with my co-founders, like we had a vision about the company. But we didn't do our first research, like the location. As simple as that. We had the idea, we had the infrastructure, we had the funds, but we never took our time to say, okay, now, is the location that we are going to, is it the best location? With time, we realized, like, okay, the location that we took was not the best one. So we had to adapt.
Okay, I think something that you could allow me add is that I've met founders who are so, I would use the word of optimistic about what they do.
Which is normal because
Yeah,
when you like
yeah.
you have to be optimistic.
You have to be optimistic.
Yeah.
Yes, most people who start businesses tend to really get stuck on the idea that they began with, and most of them, they are not open to adjusting with the times, with the changing consumer expectations. So I've really met founders who are stuck on this is how my product must be, but sometimes the consumer expects something slightly different, and they also get stuck. They also get stuck with that without really being able to adapt.
That's true. That's really true. Even just to finalize like our conversation, which was really interesting, by the way. There's this scientific saying that says that the species that evolved up to right now, they were not the strongest, they were not the fastest. The species that evolved up to right now, there were species that knew how to adapt to the changing environment.
Yeah.
And even for me, the companies, even the startups that are going to survive, the constant change in market, I know the companies which have like a lot of fans of the best product, but the startup that knows how to adapt to the market. Yeah. Just like you said, you have to have a certain degree of adaptability.
Sure.
In the beginning, like even look at one of the successful companies. If you look at their history, most of them, they didn't start with the product that they're selling right now.
Sure, it's true.
They had they started with something else.
Yeah, it's true.
See,
it's true, yeah.
If you look at Amazon, initially they were not selling what they are selling right now.
Yeah, it's true.
So the most important thing, just like you said, first of all, if you can finish with that, to me, there are two key points. Research. Do your research. Do your homework. Because if you do your research well, it can avoid unnecessary stress, unnecessary like failures. First of all, do your research. And the other thing, kama hiyo kitu ilifanyika, it's already too late. Then try to adapt.
Yeah, try to adapt.
You see. So I don't know if you have any I don't know if you have like any parting shots. The last word that you're going to say. Look at that camera which is there and try to share any message to our audiences.
Thank you so much. Most businesses fail because they fail to validate the market. The process of validating the market can be difficult. That's why we as GLM Research and Data Services Limited, we assist you go to the target audience and we assist you validate the market in an easy and effective way. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much. And it was our startup frequency sponsored by the Nairobi Podcast Studio. My name is Moses Mastaki, your guest. Till next time. Thank you very much. Ciao.